play kung fu play and pop off them stripes. Old boy now get wet tonight.
What's happening, people? And once again, welcome back to youtube.com/CubCamTV for this, another edition of Run the Riddim. Before we get into today's video, however, I do want to apologise. I do have a slight issue going on. I was at the emergency dentist yesterday, so the left side of my face is slightly swollen, which means if I'm not talking entirely with the same level of kind of precision that I normally do, my apologies. However, I still wanted to make sure we got some videos out today. So we are going to get into Run at the Riddim today. For those that aren't aware, this is our weekly dancehall highlight section where we look at all of the bangers that have landed in and around the world of dancehall and give them all 1 minute of runtime in typical sort of Sound Clash fashion, which I'm very excited to get into. As always, friends, if you are new to the channel, do make sure you are getting involved by hitting that subscribe button on the right-hand side of the page, turning notifications on, of course, leaving a like, leaving a comment, and all of that good stuff. As I said before, we have got 5 new bangers to react to today. I'm very excited to listen to all of them. The first one we're going to be getting into is brand new from Vybz Kartel. This one goes by the name True Religion. It actually landed the day after we did the last one of these review setups, so this one is a little bit older but still new, so I'm excited to get into it. As always, let's jump into it and see how it sounds. I like the visualizer.
Hampton Music.
God sent you for me. I know God sent you for me. Got my true religion. Am I forgiven when we lay down?
So right from the jump, I'm loving the airiness of this instrumental-wise. You've got this really cool kind of vocal texture going on in the background, which is very much like kind of just really, really nice vocal melody in there as well. We know Vybz Kartel has this ability to stretch his vocal across numerous different sounds, whether it be kind of warishness, whether it be kind of lovers, whether it be anything in between. We know he has that kind of range. This one obviously leaning towards the latter a little bit more, but sounding good, man. Loving the kind of thump of those kick drums as well to kickstart the tune properly.
And you ride on me, babes, just do you. Hold on, I'm so lonely when you gone. Your pussy, I'm a love sign. She say you're ready for the rough ride. Pan the cocky dilly dally like boss ride. Hey, girl, no stop whine till me
Let's say, vocal-wise, this is one of the cleaner takes from Vybz. Obviously, we know his microphones tend to change. We know his vocal recording tends to change a fair bit. This one definitely seems like one of the cleaner recording sessions that he's had. And then on top of that as well, the instrumental below is quite creative. You've got a lot of kind of woodwind action going on, a lot of thump in those kick drums. And again, this is a lover's tune. It's definitely one that you can imagine people singing along to. It's got that kind of international appeal with it as well. Very much down a typical lover's route from Vybz Kartel on this one. Definitely not my favourite in this sort of zone from him, but I am liking what I'm hearing. What we'll do is we'll give this one another quick listen, and then we'll round on to the second tune. We're keeping it quick today, as we always do. We want to make sure we can get through all 5 of the tracks that we have got lined up, but this one's sounding solid.
Oh, you get my heart, every girl start guess, but we not got nothing, we no JIS. Love when we have sex, have the real tightness, my God just bless. I'm a true religion. Am I forgiven when we lay down and you ride on me? Babes, just do you. Hold on.
And there we go. We'll round this one off there. The Lover's Bible, King Kartel version, True Religion from Vybz Kartel. I don't know if Lover's Bible is the name of the rhythm, perhaps, or something along those lines, but sounding very, very smooth indeed. I've got to say, I like Vybz' vocal on this. Not my favourite vocal approach from him. I like it when Vybz gets a little bit more emotive in his writing and gets a little bit more emotive in the actual recording style as well. A little bit more skippy in the patterns, but still solid. This one, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 10 as our first track of the day on today's episode of Run the Riddim. As always, make sure you are getting involved by hitting that subscribe button on the right-hand side of the page, turning notifications on, of course, leaving a like, leaving a comment, all that good stuff. The second track we're getting into today, brand new from I Waata. This one goes by the name Enough Money. A big fan of I Waata, for me, one of the most consistent out there right now. Let's see how this one sounds.
I'm a dream. Yeah, I'm a dream. Yo, urban team.
Liking this instrumental already. The rhythm's cold.
Hey, watch out, make me tell you. Oh, we go. Me money enough. Me money enough. Even the young me turn it up. Me make it up. If If you're not nothing fi say.
So I'm liking the dip and weave of the rhythm right from the jump. Quite minimal, actually, in the drum sounds that are being used. This, the actual clap and snare sound that have been used at the end have this very kind of minimal feel to them. The kick itself isn't thumping, it's quite minimal in the mix. The melodies are nice as well, but the vocal melodies of that block there where you've got the two different vocal layers sat on top of each other, that's what makes this one catchy from the jump.
Hey, boy, shut up. Me money enough, me money enough, me money enough. Me money enough, me money enough, me money enough. Yeah, anywhere me go, we fuck it up. Christian gal, me turn a slut. They ya kick back a chill. Young bag a gal just link up and smoke a pop a pill. The people on my wrist are freezing nearly cause a meal. Yeah, me want me get God, no me never draw a nail. She and her friend just get killed, and you see her still. Make it rain, make it rain.
This is what I like about I Waata, man. The consistency within his creativity is pretty special. Like, we're hearing so many different vocal styles, so many different vocal techniques, so many different rhythms, vocal patterns, all of these things. And this is every tune he puts out there. It has this fabulous kind of concoction of different approaches all woven into one sort of storyline. And this is a great example of that happening. Again, drums sound good, loving the instrumental, but it's definitely I Waata's vocal performance on this that is giving it its gravitas. What we'll do is give this one another 25 seconds or so, and then we'll move on to track number 3, but I am liking this one so far.
Girl pack up no me DM, some of them they can't stay. Me money enough, 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 me money enough. Even the young me turn it up, to make it up. If you're not nothing fi say, hey boy shut up. Me money enough, 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 me money enough. Yeah, anywhere me go.
Again, pretty typical video, like pool party sort of scenario. Money's on beds, pretty typical stuff. Video does the job for what the tune is all about. Obviously, the tune's about having enough money to have a good time. And I think I Waata does a great job on this one. I like his vocal approach. I like the fact that we do get to hear that quite again, quite emotive hook, despite the fact it is kind of a gluttony in a way. It is quite like self-absorbed as a tune, but it works. It works, especially with that sort of emotive hook on there. And again, I love the instrumental backing as well. Overall, I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5 rating. Big fan of how this one sounds. Big up I Waata, the king of consistency right now. Coming up next, then, we've got another new one from Chronic Law, who has been so consistent so far this year. This one goes by the name Axio. Again, it's just an audio video for this one, courtesy of A-Boss Records, I believe that is. It's A-Boss? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's A-Boss Records. Alongside JM Music. Let's go.
Jamie, lion and bravery, K are my favorite. Binds me no waste it. Body in me yard and afraid for go places. Them bring them food, come to me like waitress. And we don't change ways, we a change clip. In on them face, the bumbo clad case pit. Shut up, bake him, yes I never pay straight. Hole in a head couldn't lick like piercing. Love the Axio, them come on the Binelli pumpy Lego flames like dragon. And me alone bossy K with one and me no shoot.
From the jump on this one, we're getting a much more emotive performance from Chronic Law over the last couple of tunes I've heard from him, which I like. This is a zone I really like hearing him in. This very kind of classic, almost bashment realm with those kind of shimmering sort of chord hits doing most of the work on this one. Overall, it has a very nice feel to it. We get to get into the actual kind of bass drop of the tune, which I'm sure is going to hit home. If it doesn't hit home, it'll be quite disappointing, to be honest with you, because this has started off really, really well. And just Chronic Law showing his vocal ability more than anything else.
With Sony lenses or Canon, Gyros pretty like bandana, so me have to take a bad pic with my phone camera. We no save bullet like dollars in a seat, say your badness little like gamma. I who fool them money, I who call them bad jagger. Say we broom them longer, clip of 20 like $210, yo. I who fool them money. I'm
really liking the kind of spaciousness of what we're hearing off the back of those chord reverbs. I mean, that's the leading melodic factor in this. Realistically, that kind of dang dang dang. Dung, 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 dung. Again, very simple. It's literally 3 notes, 3 notes, 3 notes, 3 notes, 3 notes, 3. It's really, really simple melodically. But it does the job, and it's a very typical sort of dancehall feature. And I think Chronic Law's doing a great job of bringing this one to life with his vocals. Again, I like the artwork on this one as well. I like the font they've used for Axio. It looks quite cool. But yeah, wicked tune so far. Again, the bass drop didn't disappoint. Maybe took a little bit too long to land, but when it did land, it didn't disappoint.
I call them murderer, what tell them so them crew look proper. One line and fool shatter, yo. Jamie, lion not bravery. Head in I road, blood I run in I drainage. Moral look like overnight gravy. No ramp with people, a trigger me a play with. Yeah, I'm going at the house like bailiff. Shake up the place, everybody have to hate Chris. Me see them have shoes without laces. And we own the boat, we got hate it.
There we go. Well, we're going to leave this one here, 1 minute and 20 seconds into the tune. But, I don't know, this one just didn't really take off for me. Like, again, with Chronic Law, I've seen him hit such big heights, and I'm in no way a Chronic Law hater. I love spinning Chronic Law tunes. Have been spinning Chronic Law tunes on radio for a number of years now. I just feel the last couple of tunes he's put out there have been a little bit fillerish for me. I feel they haven't really taken off in the way they could do, in the way we know that Chronic Law tunes can do as well. They just feel a little bit kind of flat. There isn't like a climax to them. There isn't like this crescendo that you'd expect to hear. Solid regardless. I'm going to give it a 3.5 rating out of 5. But solid stuff either way. There we go. Chronic Law on that one with Axio. Moving into our final 2 tracks then. This next one, a track that I am very, very excited to explore, coming to us from Stefflon Don alongside Spice, Clockwork. This one looks really, really cool. It's an official video. Let's get into it right about now, people. We're live on screen. Let's go.
So when the album will drop?
Very soon. Yes.
I heard that Clockwork. Bless up.
Yes. Good one.
I can't wait to see the video.
It's gonna be crazy.
She's got a deal with Shivers Regal, doesn't she? Pretty
Alexa,
sure she does.
set my alarm for my flight to Jamaica for 6:30 a.m.
Alarm set for 6:30 a.m. to Jamaica.
Okay, my apologies, guys. I should have probably fast-forwarded this prior to where the actual drop starts. I tried to skip these intros video-wise, just so it means we get full length of tune. But again, it looks like a high-budget video. We've got more than 20 seconds, and it's a rule on this channel, more than 20 seconds of a kind of backdrop of conversation and things without there being any music playing tends to mean it's a high-budget video. It means they've had time and they've had the kind of the want to add this section at the beginning. But yeah, let's see where we go.
For tomorrow.
There we go.
Stefflon Don.
You're 3.14 tighty. Girl angle you about 90. 50 degrees hotter than the pepper scotchy. Dan dada woulda fuck you up on a boxy. Put it in, take it out, amateur. Girl fuck on the scene in a deep dream. Rock your butt.
Let's go, Stefflon, man. This is the area I want to see Stefflon involved in more. Like, obviously, she's still kind of classed as a rapper, like a UK rapper more than anything else. But when she enters into this zone, she kills it. And it feels like this is where she should have always been working. I just love the intensity we're getting from her right from the jump on this one. I'm loving that kind of, the thump of her vocal when you then hit those big kind of kick drops as well. Everything about this is what I love to hear in and around dancehall and bashment. I just love the kind of energy behind it. I love the kind of focus of the instrumental as well. Like, it's very stripped back, very minimal, but every element that needs to bang, bangs very, very hard. Wicked introduction.
Bust liver, bust spleen. When the bullet hit your belly in. Clock, work, clock, work, clock, work, clock, work, clock, work, clock, work, clock, work. Me no stop, work on the block, work. Below one, work, don't stop, work on the top, work, don't stop. From the block, Julie whole contract.
This is cold. This is so cold. And what I'm loving about it as well is Stefflon isn't going too OTT with her performance. She's very much aligning her vocal with what the instrumental has on offer, which is very kind of potent, hard-hitting elements, but stripped back, primarily focusing on quite simple but very effective rhythms. And that's exactly what her vocal performance is kind of alongside. It's very much kind of mirroring that, which is really cool to see. The video for this is great as well. You know me on this channel, we love to watch dance routines going on, and this is a great example of how to do it in style, man. Crazy video, crazy start. I'm loving that little shuffle that's been introduced with the hi-hats as well. Great stuff.
Pussy when me get in a normal. Show it fuck up when me come in a conscious. It's a stick up. Why put your hands up? When you slide in at the thing, electricity conduct. On me body fat, wait till the thing rise up. Shelly belly flat, she have a Miami tummy tuck. Clock, work, clock, work, clock, work, clock, work, clock, work, clock. Work.
Almost reminds me a little bit of Fever from Vybz Kartel. I don't know whether they'd have taken inspiration from that, but that actual vocal melody, that it's very, very similar melody-wise to Fever. Again, looks like we're not going to actually get any of Spice's verse unless she's up next. I don't think she is by the looks of things. I don't know. I can't see her in the video anyway. I'm just going to put this on in the background and let the video run in case we do get to see a bit of Spice's input. There we go. Right, I do want to listen to a little bit of Spice just because she's a big feature on this tune. We'll go from there.
Work, clock, work, clock,
I saw the body inflate when him see me gyrate. Me like when me bend up and he cock up penetrate. Me and a man a fucking a 52 state. Good old me great, me no keep dirty mate. Boy, I love it when me catch you one side. Girl, I try for the work, but she never qualified. All the pasta say this and I try for backslide. Ride me no fuck man a hide. So me brace it, and me sit down pan it up in a trunk in a rain.
It's exactly what you want to hear from a Spice feature, man. It's exactly what you want to hear. Crazy stuff. Again, I'd have liked this feature to have maybe come in a little bit earlier, so that when you're listening to a tune in a dance, you're more likely to hear Spice's section. Normally in a dance, you're not running a tune for more than 2 minutes. If we're being entirely honest, you want stuff switched around, and we had to wait till over 2 minutes to get into Spice's verse. So shame. But again, that's just preference, and that's just me speaking from a DJ's perspective more than anything else. As a tune overall, Stefflon absolutely kills this. Love Spice's feature as well. This is a 4.5 rating from me. So there we go. Maybe a little bit biased on that one because we did actually listen more till we get to Spice's verse. But we are going to get into one more tune next. This one coming to us from the sounds of ZJ Chrome, I believe, alongside Charlie Black. This one goes by the name Pimp of the Party. It's just an audio visualizer. Let's get into it right about now.
Alright. Yo, everybody rich? Unstoppable. Half white with the blue jeans and a polo. Stepping at the party, you know the thing go. Girl, them see we and just start glow. Hey, crabber, call around there. Liquor pan, liquor pan, liquor pan, liquor. You me get richer and richer and richer before me get high. Uno better take picture. I'm
loving how this one sounds right from the jump. It's got this very energetic kind of rising feel to it. Like it almost feels angelic in the way that sort of repetition of vocals go. And it's just constantly growing, lifting you up all the way through. Again, I've heard a lot from ZJ Chrome this year. I've heard a lot from Charlie Black as well, and this is a wicked vocal introduction to begin with. Sounding great. I love the kind of shimmer of this rhythm, very kind of classic sounding modern dancehall. Let's go.
Picture pan, picture pan, picture pan. I'm the narcos pimp of the party. I'm the narcos pimp of the party. 1942, hear me party. And when me done that, me done funny anything. We the kick in and the place turn up. Watch a big body girl, then the place burn up. Hey girl, come a little, them me want your love. She say me smell sweet till she want curl up. I me them use so called gruff.
I can imagine this doing really, really well in the dance atmosphere, man. Like if you're just out and about in the club, this comes on. I can see people kind of forming their circles, starting throwing out mad moves that they weren't going to throw out before. This definitely has a kind of enticing feel about it. It definitely has a feeling that makes you want to move. And again, very, very cool tune. We'll give this one another 15-20 seconds or so, and then we'll round off today's selection. But enjoying this one, I've got to say.
Money I make no, so they think tough. Hear me hype, but them can't say me enough. And if you don't like me don't give a fuck. Liquor pan, liquor pan, liquor pan, liquor. You me get richer and richer and richer before me get high. Uno better take picture. Picture pan, picture pan, picture pan. I'm the narcos pimp of the party.
I love this block here.
1942, hear me party. And when me done that, me done funny anything.
And there we go. We'll round this one off here. Pimp of the Party, ZJ Chrome alongside Charlie Black. Wicked production, wicked way to put this tune together. Love the instrumental. Love the instrumental. I love how much kind of energy there is behind it. I'm loving the kind of sharpness of those chord stabs combining with the kind of intricacies of the drum works. And then, of course, that Charlie Black vocal is absolutely killer over the top. So there we go. Wicked stuff and a great way to round off today's selection. We've had some wicked tunes in there today. Obviously, opening up with Vybz Kartel, True Religion. We then had I Waata with Enough Money, Chronic Law with Axio, Stefflon Don, and Spice, of course, with a wicked link up that goes by the name Clockwork. And then, of course, Pimp of the Party. For me, Clockwork is the pick of the bunch. I'm a big Spice fan, a big Stefflon Don fan, so I'm maybe a little bit biased, but I just love the way that tune kind of comes together, how Stefflon kind of controls herself on the tune as well. Probably my second favourite today would be I Waata's Enough Money as well. But this last one, Pimp of the Party, I'm going to give it a 4 rating out of 5. So there we go, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed this video and you've enjoyed this week's edition of Run the Riddim. If you have any suggestions for artists we should be keeping an eye on, do let me know in the comment section down below. That's it from me, though. Hopefully you have enjoyed this video, and we shall see you all next time. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and peace.
Sounding so good right now. But they're sounding a bright and town.
Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel right now, Cub Cam TV. Stay locked.